Hey, everybody. Stream got hung up for a second there. Looking around. Okay. I haven't been on live in a while. It's been 2 weeks or so. I usually do my live stream every week. I'm still running the same sale, my birthday sale. Got something big coming up soon that I'll be talking about. I have a new podcast that I'm going to be releasing, my first episode. I actually have a podcast that I've had since 2018, but I never talk about it on here. But if you actually look it up on Spotify, but I'm going to basically get rid of all of it, and I'm going to start with an actual proper podcast. But this couple other things. I'm going to be doing some more live shows in the future. Some of the gigs are getting booked right now. That I'll be announcing soon. If you're laughing about the title, this is a quote from Pat Metheny in my interview with him. It was funny. So I did the Metheny interview, and he just throws this out there. I don't know how it came up, and I tried to find it. It's an hour and 46-minute video, the Pat Metheny interview, and he just throws this out. He goes, "Well, compared to Bach, we all suck." It's just like. I was like, yeah, okay. And next topic, there's nothing to discuss with that, right? It was so funny coming from Pat Metheny, who's one of the greatest, as far as I'm concerned, the greatest improviser on guitar ever. I was watching some bootleg warm-up videos of him yesterday that I got sent from somebody, videos of him from 2005 improvising for probably an hour straight, doing a sound check and improvising and never ever repeating anything, playing the most amazing stuff. So for Pat Metheny to say this about Bach is just mind-boggling. So for those of you that haven't been watching the channel for a long time, so in 2018, in October or November of 2018, I went to Germany for this thing called GitCon that was at the Warwick factory, which is on the Czech border, but in Germany. And Aaron, who works with me, who's pasting in here that we're still running my birthday sale for one more week, that you can get all my things, my ear training, my Beato book, my quick lessons, and 90 PDF bundle, all for $99. This is the last week I'm going to run this. So Aaron, who is German, was telling me, I told him, I said, I want to stay an extra day, 2 days, and go to Leipzig from the end of this. And I was the only one that stayed later. The other guys that were at GitCon, it was like Adam Neely, Pete Thorne, Samurai Guitarist. All my YouTube buddies that were there. Sean Daniels. Let's see. You guys know all of them. It was all YouTubers. So Michael Palmisano was there. Okay, so they're like, why are you staying extra? I said, well, I'm going to Leipzig to see the Bach Museum and walk the streets that he walked. So I put it out on my channel that at that time and I don't know if the guy that I hired somebody to actually film the video there. I had brought my camera. Obviously, I was there to make videos, and I brought my camera. But I bought somebody to film me doing B-roll. That's more of a professional photographer, videographer. And this guy met me there with his girlfriend, and we went to the Thomas Church where Bach's grave is. And I made a video, What Makes Bach Great? And it was one of the most important things I've ever done. I still want to walk the streets where Beethoven walked. I want to experience these things that, most of the things in the United States I've done, most of the musical journeys I have been on, but I've not been to Europe to visit these things. I've only been to Germany one time, and there's a incredible tradition of composers there. The greatest composers, many of the greatest composers ever lived, all lived in Germany. So So I went to Leipzig, and they had a choir that was singing in the church, and it was unbelievable. I mean, it was, it was, you just can't even imagine it, just walking in there and hearing this music. Walking through the museum, seeing the period instruments they had in there, some of the scores they had, the I don't know, it was just incredibly moving to me. But let's talk about why. Like, what is it about Bach? I have friends that don't really know Bach, and and I was just lucky enough to be introduced to his music when I was a kid. I talked about it on a live stream here, recently. But every time I come back to it, I am just astounded. I know it's always there, and anytime I want to be inspired, this is what I go back to. Now, I mentioned this in my Bach video back then. If you haven't had a chance to watch, you really should. It's called like "What Makes Bach Great," and I talked about a documentary that's on YouTube that's called "A Passionate Life." That's fantastic. It's a great Bach documentary, and they talked about how Bach's whole family was from Eisenach, Germany, right in the middle of Germany. His whole family had been musicians for. That was the family business, was music. He came around, generations after his family started, being musicians for, that's what they did. But he was unique amongst them. He also suffered an incredible tragedy early in life. He lost both of his parents when he was 9 years old. Now, obviously, life was very difficult back then. So this would have been in 1794, because he was born in 1785. So 1685. So in 1694, he lost both of his parents. Now that is if you think of a 9-year-old losing both their parents in the same year, that is unimaginable. What it would do to your brain, but that can't explain a brain that can come up with these things. I'm going to play some music here. The thing about Bach's music and interpretations of his music that's written for all different keyboard instruments, except for the piano, right? All the instruments that were out at the time. But typically, Bach's music is performed on the piano. His keyboard music is, and obviously his orchestral music or chamber music is performed by both period groups that tune down a half step and by modern orchestras and chamber groups. So his music is performed in many different ways with many different interpretations, and there's a particular so there's two series of 24 preludes and fugues, a well-tempered clavier. The first one was written in 1722, so Bach would have been 22 plus, I think it was 1722, and then 1742 was the second batch, book 2. So it was 22 and 15 is 37, is that right? Somebody will check me on that, but and the other one was when Bach was he died at 65, so this was 7 years before he died. He's in his 57 years old. He's younger than me. So these are monumental works, 24 pieces of unimaginable, just genius. And the cataloged works of Bach, you see this, that he has catalog numbers, that BWV, that there are over 1,100 of works that are cataloged, but he wrote, I'm sure, many, many more that have just been lost. And my first introductions into his music were through the Brandenburg Concertos. I talked about this a few weeks ago. But there's a particular, there are so many different interpretations, right? So I'm going to play you. I'm not sure if this stuff's going to get blocked or not, but I'm going to try it here. This is Richter C sharp. Let's see here. This is I don't know if this stuff's going to get blocked. Okay, I'm going to start with this. This is a C sharp major prelude from the second book of the Well-Tempered Clavier, which I think is absolutely beautiful. This is Richter playing it. Listen. Okay, so now what I love about this, I love his tone. It's a beautiful tone. What I don't, and I love the reverb on it. And this is Glenn Gould playing the same piece. I think I have Gould playing it here. Yes. This is Glenn Gould playing this exact same piece. You hear he does the rolls. Now that's beautiful too, but my favorite one is actually one that stylistically a lot of people would say, oh, that sounds more like Romantic era music, which is Daniel Barenboim's version of it, which I think is way more moody and beautiful, and he uses the pedal and it has more reverb, and I think it just brings the harmonies out and it sounds so modern. Listen to this. This is beautiful. Then what's this? Oh. Beautiful. Beautiful. Then. Then. That's how modern that is. Then. Oh, beautiful. Now, to me, that versus Glenn Gould's version or Richter's version, Richter's is kind of in the middle of those two. That just, it brings out the romanticism of it, right? Now, he makes it sound like it's a romantic, from the Romantic era, and it's beautiful, and it's done slowly, and it brings out all those incredible harmonies. But then if you get into the precision of a fugue, this is where Glenn Gould really shines. The C-sharp minor from this book 2, I'm playing these things from book 2. A lot of people just stick with book 1. To me, there's something about book 2 because it was written so late in his life. The fact that he was inspired to write this in his late 50s with a whole lifetime of knowledge behind it. Now, this is the C-sharp minor fugue from book 2. This is Glenn Gould. Hopefully this video doesn't get blocked, but listen. Perfect. Wow. That is unbelievable. Wow, those chromatic lines. The precision, the every voice speaks so perfectly. It just blows my mind. But if you want to really have your mind blown, there's Andreas Schiff, pianist, has like all of Bach's piano works recorded. They're all on Spotify. There's a video of him playing the entire book 1 and 2 of the Well-Tempered Clavier, I believe from memory. It's on YouTube. It used to be on YouTube. It's ridiculous. Okay, this is him playing the same piece, right? Fugue in C-sharp minor. Listen. Doesn't have the aggressiveness. It's more of a lyrical vibe. I mean, it doesn't even sound like the same piece, does it? I mean, it blows my mind that how beautiful that is and how different the interpretation is, right? This is a fugue that's in E major. This is from book 1. This is also Schiff. Okay, now, this is from the same session. Listen, this is 20 years before this book 1. Okay, so this is the E major fugue from book 1 of the Well-Tempered Clavier. And it sounds like a younger composer composing this. Okay, this is somebody 27. This is so 37 years old versus 57. Listen to this. Oh my God. Listen how every voice enters, how it's stated so clearly. Okay, the precision, the definition of each voice when it enters and plays the theme. Wow. Okay, so the brain that can hold all of this music in it, the genius. Okay, so these pianists have learned these things. Glenn Gould, he can play all these pieces from memory. Okay, Andreas Schiff, same thing. They can play these pieces from memory, all of them. The hundreds of thousands of moves, and not just play them, but play them so musically with the independence of the lines and every line speaking perfectly and blending together. And then there's the guy that came up with them, right? Then there's Bach. He wrote all this stuff. These guys are just playing what he wrote, and they practiced for a lifetime to do this stuff. Granted, they learned most of this repertoire by the time they're 30 years old or late mid-20s, probably. They've learned all this stuff. But he wrote this. I mean, it's really mind-boggling to think that there's a person that lived 300 years ago, 350 years ago, that could write things like this, right? I mean, it's mind-boggling. So I was driving my girls around, and I said that the first piece that they ever heard, when my 3 kids were born, I played, not this particular version, but I played this. This is the first thing they all heard. That's the first Bach Brandenburg Concerto. That's actually not a very good version of it. No offense to whoever played that. Let me see if I give it a better one here. It's just the first one I pulled up. Okay, so this is interesting. So I played 2 different versions that are really, when I hear these, so I hear that one, all I hear are mid-range. It's like kind of a not a pleasant recording of the orchestra of this chamber group here, right? It just sounds very, very mid-range, nasally. That's no good here. But let's see here. I wish there was a good way to search this. If I type in Brandenburg Concertos, okay, do more things come up here? There's a great Netherlands Bach Society that has all, they're recording all the Bach works, and it's all, I think it's subsidized by their government in the Netherlands, and they all can be played on YouTube. They're all on YouTube, video versions of them. So the let me see here, Netherlands. If you get a chance, Netherlands Society here. So they have their own YouTube channel that has 358,000 subscribers. Let me read about this. It says all of Bach is the online video project of the Netherlands Bach Society. So this is basically they're putting this out there to the world. Everything here is recordings that anyone can use. Like I would not get demonetized for using these, as far as I know. They have everything on here. This is the first prelude of the well-tempered clavier done on harpsichord. And they have beautiful videos. Oh my God, you should definitely go to their website and subscribe. It's really, they have all the chamber music. They have cantatas, they have chorales, they have harpsichord music, they have motets. They've got everything on here. It's all the cello suites, everything, right? It's really, really well done, well organized. And let's see here. This is the Brandenburg Concerto number 5 in D major. Let's see how this one is. These are all great too. And oh, it's filmed beautifully. This is Brandenburg Concerto number 5 in D major. So I highly recommend going there. I think it's a great project that they're doing. I 100% support things like this, and it's so worthy to do. But you can spend your whole life listening to Bach and getting learning the pieces, learning to play the pieces is your real glimpse into what you could imagine was in his mind, right? But I don't think anyone could ever imagine what was in his mind. That's why Pat Metheny said, compared to Bach, we all suck. The dimensionality, if that's a word, the multi-layered, the beautiful linear complexity, harmonic complexity, everything about it. It just, I can't stress enough that if you, that his music, this is why people still talk about him today, you know? I mean, it's like, this is why when I went to Germany, the one time in my life when I was 50, how old was I then? So 4 years ago, I was 56 years old. It took me 56 years to get to Germany. It's really criminal that I never could afford the time or afford the cost to go there before. But I had to drive the 3 hours from where I was staying, where this Warwick factory was, up to Leipzig. Didn't speak any German or anything. I remember I tried to call Aaron because I was trying to put gas in my car, and I couldn't figure out how to do it, and I couldn't figure out how to pay for it, and I was trying to bring my car back to the airport. It was pretty funny. But I got a very nice super chat here. Julian, mainly a metal fan, but Baroque music is close to second. Brandenburg Concerto number 6, my favorite piece. I love the 6 Brandenburg Concerto. I was trying to find it. Those other 2 versions that I pulled up were so weak on there that I couldn't find it. In the video that I made on Bach, I played a lot of my favorite pieces, like the Johannes Passion. It's in the church scenes when I was at his grave, and I don't actually think the Bach was buried there. The original church was bombed in World War II, and it was I'm pretty sure it was destroyed. I'm sure that there's experts on here that know this. but I'm pretty sure that it was destroyed, and I don't know if his remains are still there in the church, but there is a grave in there. Okay, and I just say go to Leipzig and walk those streets. That's the thing. That's what I had to do once. Once in my life, I needed to do that. I really want to do it again. I mean, there's so many places. I want to walk the streets of Beethoven and Mozart and you know, I still you know, I'm going to make the time to do that. I want to make some pilgrimages to these places of the great composers. I want to make videos from these different places. I've never been to Liverpool, frankly. I've been to the UK many times. I've been to England. I've never been to Liverpool to see where the Beatles were from. So there's many. I've never even been to Abbey Road Studios. I got a lot of stuff to do here over the next couple of years. But I wanted to come on today and talk about Bach because it's if you haven't done it, just start with something. Start with the cello suite. Start with the Brandenburg Concertos. Start with some of the solo keyboard works. I would say start with piano, not with the harpsichord. It's probably too foreign of a sound, but I would start with the well-tempered clavier. I'd start with book 1, and just listen to it. Get a great version. Get a Glenn Gould version of it. The thing about Glenn Gould's versions is that, as you heard from even the difference between his and Richter's, is the recording quality of it. Somebody said cantata number 54 is a good start. Worked for me. I have cantata number 54 is in my video, actually, in my Bach video, because that's one of my all-time favorite pieces. Just absolutely blows me away. That's funny that other people are saying that. Put $5 toward Chris. Put $5 toward the trips to Europe this summer. There you go. Awesome. Thank you, Zach Pope. Rick, could you check out Charlie Puth's album, Voice Notes? You will love it. I'm a fan of Charlie's. I made that joke video that nobody got, where it's like Charlie's music. The what's wrong with Charlie's new record, and only the new single it was, and it was. I said it's good. That's what's wrong with it. It actually sounded good. Please do one on Arnold Schoenberg. I will do one on Schoenberg. If you go back to my early videos on my channel, I did way more esoteric music, and I just haven't come back to doing things like that. But I'm having I have a lot of new things for the channel that are about to debut. So that I'm going to talk about over the next few weeks. So I haven't been posting as much on Instagram. I just practiced the guitar for an hour and a half this morning. It's the first time I really practiced in a month or so. I don't have calluses. I'm getting my chops back. I'm going to do more guitar videos, things like that. I'm going to do more recording videos. I promise all this. And I'm seriously honored that people would get on in the middle of the day on a video here, 2,100 people right now, to talk about Bach, who died in 1750. I mean, this is unbelievable, right? This is really unbelievable. I was going to make a Brahms video recently, and I thought, wait a minute, can I make a Brahms video? Yes, I can make I'm going to make a I have all these video ideas that I want to do, all these classical music videos that I want to make. Somebody put Goldberg variations. Start there with Glenn Gould. Just anywhere. Start somewhere. And listen to Bach for 30 minutes a day when you first wake up, every day for a week. Pick something different every day. And so anyways, I want to remind you guys that a way to support the channel and to support yourself musically, I have my sale going on for one more week, my birthday sale of all my educational products, my ear training course, which is really a video and a computer program that charts your progress. My Beato book, my guitar lesson, my Quick Lessons Pro guitar course, and my 90 PDF bundle. So this is all in one price for $99. You can get all of it at once. If you're ever thinking about doing it, now is the time to do it. You guys are amazing. Thank you for showing up here in the afternoon. Sorry that I went longer than 30 minutes, but compared to Bach, you're all great. So is he. All right. I will catch up with you guys soon. Take care.